Hi guys, welcome back to Online Week. This week we're going to be going over matte painting. I'll just give a brief introduction as well to that in the slide. But basically what matte painting is, I'll just say again, is it's the creation of a environment, or if you want to assist any kind of character design, just using a series of images brought together in Photoshop or Metabang or whatever digital software you are using. And you just put them together so that you can create almost like a digital collage um, that all can work together to create what kind of environment you want, what kind of character you want. And really, this is just something that the more you practice that, you get better at. So it's just a way of like digitally painting, but digitally painting with pictures. So just to start off with, I have right in front of me here. I'm just going to start from the very beginning and just go up to, at least in Photoshop where I'm starting here, I'm going for a file, I'm going for a new. So I am just going to choose on the right hand side here. I don't want to choose any of the templates, just want to start from the beginning, same as before. I'm going to pick pixels in our options here. And with the width, I'm going to go 1920. And with the height, I'm going to go 1080. The pixels per inch resolution, I usually change that to pixels centimeter, and I usually change that to something like 100 because I like very high resolution images and I don't like pixelation because I don't know anybody that does like it. So I'm going to hit create, and basically with a holding command or control and plus or minus, you can zoom in and out here. That's basically what I'm working with over here. Just going to close that. Next thing I'm going to start with is I've just decided on what kind of pure perspective I want. I wanted a 1 point perspective, and I've created that with using just a series of lines in Photoshop. How I did that, I can just show you very quickly, is if you go on your left hand side here in Photoshop at least, I'm looking just for a line tool, looking for anything that can make a line. I just selected line tool. If you can't see this here, hold down left click, bring it down, there's line. So I just decided that I wanted one line here, holding shift. I want another one where the horizon would be, holding shift to get a straight line. And there we go, I got 2 lines. And the thing is, I want more lines. So holding command or control, doing a zoom in here. I'm just going to create some more lines. This is just going to help me so I know where the perspective is going to be. Let's just very quickly done this. You can take as long as you like. I'm going quite quickly because I've already got one completed. So that's it. I have little guidelines and stuff that I can work with. It's created all these little shape layers and things. You might not have the same problem in Metabang, but I'm going to hold shift and then click the top one, hold shift now. I click on the left click, select them all, right click, merge layers. Yeah, that just creates them so that they are now all one object. But again, I don't have to do it the same way I did it. That's perfectly fine. Cool. So there, I've already got my guidelines for kind of where I want the perspective lines to be. I can just turn down the opacity of that. It's just little guides. So next thing I'm going to do then is I am going to start to introduce maybe what kind of environment I want. I wanted to do something inside. I do like to do things inside with matte painting. Usually people do outside areas, but in this case I want us to see if we could try something interior. The textures I will use today, you do not have to follow them exactly. So you can use any other type of textures that you wish. These are just the ones that I've come up with. So if I have my matte painting right here, you can see I've called it matte painting because I've already saved it. Here's my textures. I put them in a different folder, a different file essentially that I'm just going to drag in and out. It's just so that I can have a resource. So right here I have got a little brick texture. I'm going to show you how very quickly here how to get in, and you should know already about how to get an image into Photoshop. So if I basically just go into our web browser and I've just put in like brick wall, and I'll get lots of brick walls because they kind of know what you're doing. Usually, people do map paintings quite often. I think this is the one I went with. You need to just find one that has a nice resolution size, and I've just had a little copy and paste. And if that doesn't work, you try a little right click and hit the save image as, and then do a little file and open, and then just go find that image. Yeah, so this is the brick texture. I don't need him. The only problem is he's quite small. I'm going to need him for something quite larger, so I want him to stretch the absolute length of this. So you can, if you want, duplicate the text, the layer, or in this case, just for speed, I'm going to hold down Alt, holding it down, not clicking any mouse, and then holding the left click, and I'm going to drag that over to here. Lift your finger off of left click, lift your finger off of Alt. You have two textures. Well done. You have right over here, brick copy and brick. Now, just one problem. If I go to put these together, you can kind of tell that they're a little bit of a duplicate. Even worse, if I zoom in here, you can see sometimes where the lines kind of come together, and I don't like that. So I like to get the eraser tool and just choosing something that's not too big, something with no hardness to it, and a little bigger maybe. So you can't quite tell where one starts and one ends. Oh, don't go too far. There we go. So you're just killing that seam. And I zoom out. There we go. So in this case, I'm just going to grab both of these, holding Shift, click, or holding Command if you want as well. That also works. You can select as many layers as you want there. So I'm just selecting these two. Right click, merge layers. So basically what that's done then is got me this longer looking layer. You know, I'm gonna go over to the corner here and make this a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller again. And I basically just want to do the exact same thing. Holding Alt, left click, dragging it over, let go of both things, and I'm just gonna flip it around too. What I went is went over to the corner and held Shift, and then I can rotate this. So, just going to check to make sure there's no seams again. There's a little, that's okay. Just going to delete the edge here, just so nobody can really see that these are actually the exact same image. There we go. They absolutely look different. Holding Shift, right click again here, merge layers. Now I've got a really big brick. Perfect.